Are you looking to turn your text into speech without having to hire someone really expensive to do it manually? Well, there's an AI's voice studio that's called DupDub that can do this, and it practically has all the tools you're going to need to make it sound really good. Plus, the AI voices that they have sound really like a human. So let's go check this out. The idea of DupDub is to turn your text into speech and obviously make it sound like someone real is actually speaking. So that's the whole idea of DupDub. Go check out the free trial. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check it out. Now, let's jump into the DupDub studio, and here are my tests that I've done. Now, like I mentioned before, they sound like a human. So the idea is to check out these voices. Let me go ahead and open up the first example, which I made is this one, my video test. So I grabbed one of my videos and I've added the text to this. Now there's several settings that we're going to check out, but first let's jump into the voices to see if it's something that you like. So when we expand this right here, we can choose the voices that we want to use for our script. So for example, I have this script right here, and currently I am using Jason Moore. So I'm gonna click play.
Don't you just hate it when team members don't pay attention in a team meeting? Well, so do I. Good thing there's a service.
Okay, so that's Jensen, and there's several settings inside of Jensen. So he can sound angry, cheerful, sad, excited, etc., depending what type of feeling you want to give it. So for example, if we want to make it friendly, obviously the text that we're going to write has to kind of be friendly because it has to tie that with how he's going to sound. But let's click play.
Good thing there's a service that's called Spatial Chat that takes care of this. It makes it fun and
How about shouting?
It makes it fun and engaging while taking care of work. Let's go check it out.
So you can see how it changes the tone of voice depending how you want to make them sound. There's also the speed. If you want to speed up his voice, if you think it's too slow or too fast, we can move the speed around. So I'll make it slow, for example, just for testing purposes.
Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out right now.
So it's going to depend how you want to use this. I mean, making it too slow is obviously not going to sound real, but you have the option to do it. Also the pitch, you can change the pitch. If you want to make it like a pitch higher, depending on certain cases, you might want to do this. And you can set it as favorite. I mean, that's Jensen. There's a bunch of characters that we can choose. For example, Albie Wood. Let's check him out.
Let's go check it out right now. Welcome to Spatial Chat. Right now, we are going to do a live test just so you can see how good it actually is. Now,
That sounds pretty good, right? Let's try Gemma.
I am on the free version and you get up to 5 participants free of charge. So take advantage of that. Right now, I am with my wife and...
Okay, so see? Now, things you have to consider. When you select these characters, you're going to see that they have different type of tones. Not all of them have them. They have different settings, okay? So consider that. Check out Sarah.
I am with my wife and I'm going to zoom in and I can see her. She's live in the camera. She's in another room. We're going to be able to collaborate together.
Okay, so you can see that there. Also, we can change, for example, filter to only premium voices, standard voices, and check them out. We have all the language accents. So for example, in this case, it's English, what I'm using, but if it's Spanish, it'll select Spanish. But we can select Spanish here, French, German, and several other languages available. So that's pretty cool, right? And we're gonna hear, for example, if we wanna hear someone in Spanish, let's try Antonio, all right?
Which makes things really interesting and super efficient when you're working with teams.
Obviously, the text is not in Spanish, but I mean, if someone in Spanish kind of talked in English and he wasn't fluent, it kind of talked like that, all right? So you have those options there. Let's go back into English again. Choose this one. There's scenarios, the style, the gender, and the age. So if you need a style from here, you can go ahead and select it and it'll give you the avatars that can actually speak that way, okay? So you have all those options available there. We'll keep it with Sarah. Let's see.
Which makes things really interesting and super efficient.
No, I don't like how Sarah sounds. Let's try this one, Abby.
Which makes things really interesting and super...
Yeah, I like that. That sounds more realistic. Okay, so all those are the settings for the voices. You can see, you can select voices that kind of sound how you would sound or the type of tone that you want to give it in the videos. So it's pretty interesting, right? Now, it's pretty powerful. There's several settings that we can work with because sometimes, let's just say with names, okay? Names don't actually sound the same in different countries, in different situations, or we have kind of unique names that sound different, so we can help them sound correct or do it in other ways. For example, let's just say that you want to change something here. Let's click here. I'll click play.
Don't you just hate it when team members don't pay attention in a
Okay, so we can change this to, for example, Teams, the alias. We can change it to something else to make it sound like this, even though it's written that way. Let's go click play again.
Don't you just hate it when team members don't pay attention?
It sounds a little bit different, but we could change it again to something else. Let's say the correct way. This way, Tams, let's play that. Click play.
Don't you just hate it when team members don't pay attention?
See, because that might be a way that you actually speak and kind of say it, so you want to do it that way. There's also the phenonym. Go ahead and select members. Let's make it sound different. Members, just go test that out. Here we go. Let's click play.
Members.
Members. See how it changed it? There's going to be situations when you want to do that. In this case, we don't want to do it. So there's also say as. For example, if you wanted to choose team, say as. If you want to do it as letters, it's going to say T-E-A-M. Or in this case, you want to say the word. But what if you want to say T-E-A-M? Because you might have said team, but you actually want to say T-E-A-M because it might be, it means something, okay? So let's click play.
Don't you just hate it when TEAM members don't pay attention in a team meeting?
Okay, so you can do it that way. How about emphases? I mean, don't you hate it? Here we go. Don't you just hate it? Let's give it some emphasis here. Oh, Abby doesn't have that way to do it. So let's choose another character here. There we go. This one has the emphasis. So let's choose hate, emphasis. There you go. Allegation, emphasis, and allegation. Let's choose that one. Let's click enter and remove this alphabet. I'm just trying to give you the idea how flexible it is.
Don't you just hate it when team members...
See how he made some emphasis in that specific word? So it makes it interesting and it makes it sound more real per se, okay? So there's a lot of things you can do. Now, what else can we do aside from those kind of things? We can change the multi-speaker if there's someone else speaking here, so it's not just the same person. The rhythm, add a pause if you want to pause to something that's really important. When you're making a speech, obviously there's some pauses, so you can add that there. How about some sound effects? Let's add sound effects. It's going to be fun. Sound effects are several ones, like a hospital, heartbeat. Let's add a heartbeat here. That's how it's going to sound. Let's go ahead and select it. And if I start from here, I'll click play.
Attention in a team meeting. Well, so do I. Good thing there's a survey.
Okay, so you saw that there. Another one is the background music. I'll go ahead and select this section, add some background music, and you can hear in the mirror. There's several ones. Let's use the Love Twins, okay? Okay, so we added some background music. Let's click play.
Don't you just hate it when team members don't pay attention in a team meeting? Well, so do...
Okay, so this is not a sad speech, but you get the idea, okay? And yes, you can change the volume for this, all right? You can do the batch mode and the lexicon, all of that. Now, we can do other things. For example, if we want to export this, we can go ahead and do it in WAV, MP3, MP4. If we later want to add a video to this, so it gives us the video in a green screen mode, so we can add our own video, especially great for stories, TikToks, and all of that. And you can add it with subtitles, so they're appearing there. Now, you've seen that on TikTok and Instagram, or the SRT file for the subtitles. If you want to add something like in YouTube or something like that, you have the SRT files. Now, for the import options, in this case, we can add a text file from somewhere else. We can add an MP4, MP3 WAV script, and it'll grab the text and transcribe it for you. Or we can even jump from YouTube, what I've done. So if I grab a YouTube link, put it in here, and it transcribed it for me. Again, for TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, TED, and that'll add all of that there. So it's pretty easy to use. Now, if you want to have a really great example, like I said, jump into the free version and you'll have access to this one. This is one of the ones they've made, and you can see how it changed all of this. Now, let me show you this. I'll put DupDub, all right? One is fixed and the other one is not. So let's go ahead and test it out.
DupDub Voice Studio.
Oh, that one's together. Let me grab this. Look at it. It's actually two together, but
DupDub Voice Studio.
DupDub, the first one was like shorter DupDub, and the other one was DupDub. So see that there. It's quick examples of what you can do here. So it's pretty cool, right? Now you have all that there. Now, you're going to have access to all of this. I've made a transcript in Spanish, and here it is. Let me show you really quickly.
La película comienza con una secuencia de acción en una ciudad en medio de un tiroteo entre dos bandas.
It's about an action movie in Spanish, but she sounds really realistic and in Spanish, so I like that there. There's a transcription. You can add your MP3, MP4, etc. video file or via link, and it'll transcribe, and you can later change it to text to speech. And again, work with it and make the changes that you need to make it more realistic and add the voice that you want. There's also a translation feature. Pretty simple, but you can translate languages here. I mean, two of the languages that you select over here. Subtitle alignment, I love this one. So what I can do right here, for example, let me grab the text for a video test that I have. Text to speech, it's this one. Okay, so let me grab this here. So this is a text that I have, and I'm gonna do the subtitle alignment. So first of all, I'm gonna upload the video. In this case, I'll upload this one. Here we go, let's go next. And then I'm gonna add the text to it. So I can do it via text also, or just write it here. Then I am going to align subtitles. Now, what is it doing? Well, it grabbed the video and the text that I wrote, and it aligned it for us. So now we have a transcript that's ready for SRT. For example, what is this good for? Let's just say that we have a YouTube video. Well, we're gonna need timing for it. So now we have the file that's aligned with the video. So that's pretty cool, right? And there's also a video download feature where you add a link from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or TED, and it'll download for you. So it's pretty cool that we have all of this. Now, like I said, where DupDub shines is with their voices. They have a ton of voices that you can select, and they sound pretty good. And also what I like is all the options that they have to customize it. Now, I've seen other text-to-speech systems, but this one seems to be the easiest one I've seen, and with the easiest tools that they have. So do consider it. Check out the free version and start right away. Well, that's a wrap for DupDub.